Hey guys, what's up? And welcome back to the channel. My name's Anthony Hirsch. Welcome back to QualityShot Tennis. Today we've got Alcaraz taking on Safiullin. Very excited. If you don't know Safiullin, I honestly think you'll enjoy watching him because he's fun to watch. I think he's going to keep climbing up. I don't think he's quite reached the ceiling. He's not one of the younger guys. He's 26 years old, but he's good. Anyway, we'll get to that. What's up, everyone? How you guys doing? The lady first. What's up? Let's go, MJ. Remember to like, subscribe. That's it. Don't forget to do all that. We're about to get started here. Match has not begun yet. Once that happens, the score will be on the screen. Alcaraz and Safiullin have not played yet. They have not played yet. So it is their first meeting, which is always fun. I think Alcaraz is going to be surprised because Safiullin is quite good. He has an amazing backhand. Safiullin has a very strong backhand that I always notice when I watch him. He's a very skillful player, can hit some great angles. Sometimes his game can break down a bit, especially when he's playing a power hitter. So Alcaraz will want to use that power. But listen, the guy's good. He reached the quarterfinals of Wimbledon earlier in the year. He was ranked outside of the top 90 in the world. Then he rose up to 43 in the world. He also reached the final of Chengdu at the end of September, and he lost to Zverev in a very close match. But he beat Dan Evans, Musetti, didn't lose a set up until the final in that tournament. Took the first set against Zverev. Zverev narrowly beat him in 3 sets. So Safiullin's a talented player. Let me see if the stream has started here on my end. Just gonna write first, but got distracted at the gym. That's fair. MJ's always doing some exercise. I see you always doing some exercise here. Djokovic third on the day tomorrow. That's the big one. I mean, you hear Djokovic on, you like forget everything else that's going on. As big of a name as Alcaraz is right now, when you hear Djokovic is playing out a tournament, it still hits a little bit different. Just like Federer, just like Nadal. Alcaraz hasn't quite reached that level where they've already proven that they're pretty much impossible to beat tournament to tournament unless they're facing off against one another. Alcaraz hasn't quite reached that yet. When you hear Djokovic, that's a little bit different. I mean, listen, Djokovic is crazy. It's a little bit different when you hear Novak. Some good matches on tomorrow, by the way. Really good matches. Dimitrov, Medvedev rematch where they play Shanghai. Sinner, McDonald as well. Casper taking on Cerundolo. There's another match on. What else? Batista, Agut, and Hurkacz. Humbert and Zverev. I think Humbert and Zverev is going to be fantastic. Everything about that match rings to me an amazing match. I think the crowd atmosphere will bring it. Really rooting on Humbert. I think their game styles really make it seem like that'll be an exciting match. Wait, I'm the only one in the carrot costume. Big up, Anthony. Happy Halloween. Hey, what's up? Big up, Cedric. Good to have you in here. Happy Halloween to you, too. Listen, Halloween's awesome. I love October. Birthday month as well for me. I should have done a costume. I didn't even think about it. I have a costume for the year. I didn't think about doing it on stream. I might be doing the Ravakna Pagula match later. Maybe I'll do a costume. I don't really have that good. I don't have an amazing costume for that, though, honestly. So, it is what it is. I don't have the best costume ever. I could do a Darth Vader mask. Djokovic walked out in a Darth Vader mask one year. But yeah, match hasn't begun yet. I just decided to hang out a little bit before it's all getting started. Players are going to come on soon, though. I should have done a little bit of a Kuroda Boys gig for sure. I should have done a little bit of a Kuroda Boys get up. But yeah, what else has happened earlier today? So Monfils just lost a tight one to Cerundolo, even though he was up, I think 4-1. The crowd on center court is going to be very depressed because they're rooting for Monfils to win. No French players have been able to surpass the first round. No French players have been able to surpass the first round. Hugo Humbert is the only one. He's been playing amazing. Hugo Humbert is literally the only guy. And there were 9, 10, 11 French players in the tournament. Arthur Fils lost. Luca Van Asch lost. Hugo Humbert is good, though. So maybe he could do a run. Like I said, he has a tough match against Zverev. Hey, what's up, Ashley? Good to have you in here. What's up? Happy Halloween. That's it. Happy Halloween. This Halloween stream. But yeah, Humbert beat Giron earlier today. Giron's been tough recently. Greek Sport had a great win over Fokina, 6-2, 6-2. Davidovich Fokina not really bringing it that much recently, not consistently. Hurkacz got a tight 3-setter against Korda. But Hurkacz looking a little bit out of gas. I don't know how much longer he'll go into the tournament. He's been playing a lot. Echeverry in a tight 3-setter over Kecmanovic. Lajovic beat Bonzi. FA with a win over Struff. Kind of sad to see Struff out of form since the injury during the grass court swing. Because listen, Struff was playing amazing up until then. What else? But yeah, those are a few things. Humbert's been playing very well as of late. Yeah, I mean, really all year, he's impressed me. Like at the start of the year, I know that he wasn't a top 30, top 40 name, but even at the start of the year, he was losing so many close matches, playing so well. It reminds me of Carreno Busta last year, where he was losing so many matches, like against who was it? Rinderknecht and Gijón up 9 match points. I think he lost against Sinner in Miami, 3 match points up. That's like Humbert this year, lost from 3 match points up against Sonego. And a few other matches too. So he's been playing well. He's just, it's something about the mental side. Wasn't able to go all the way consistently, but it's really picked up towards recently. He beat Rublev in a tight third set tiebreak match in, where was that? Beijing? I don't remember where that was, but in some tournament. Some tournament. I can confirm it was some tournament. Yeah, I decided to hang out a little bit early here. All right, here we go. Players on court. Let me get started on my end. But yeah, he's been playing really well. Tight match against Rublev. He hits the ball super big. I mean, everything about Humbert's game is very complete. It's just, I don't know. It's just, can he get over the line is kind of the thing. And he hasn't been able to. But today he made, in his career, he's 100 and 100. 100 wins, 100 losses. Exactly. That's what happened with Hugo Humbert today. Safiullin actually pretty similar too. I'll talk about that in a second. All right, let me find the stream on my end here. All right, here we go. The match is delayed, by the way. Match has been delayed. Alcaraz 12.5 under. Alcaraz a huge favorite. I mean, if you're betting, then Alcaraz is a good bet. But I'm gonna be saying high things on Safiullin too, Armagon. So I'm not gonna sit here and say Safiullin can't do anything. I'm not positive it'll be straight sets. I think so, but I'm not positive because Safiullin is dangerous. And he's been only picking up, listen, second half of this year, he was outside the top 90 in the world. He's only been doing well. Final Chengdu. He can play well and he likes fast courts. So I'm not gonna say it's gonna be super easy. What's up, Lexi? How's it going? I enjoyed the Serena Monfils match. Great way to take my attention away from that Korda loss. Damn it. Korda keeps upsetting me. It's so funny. I was filming the Tennis 360 podcast with Eliza, and before we started filming, she was like, Korda just lost. And then we both just exhaled. And we're like, God damn it. Because listen, we're all fans of Korda. Like, we want to see Korda doing well as a young guy. And that's not just like an American thing. Like, his game looks amazing. And he seems like a genuine, cool, nice guy. Like, I want to see Korda being what it's good to have more of these young players. Well, both players on court, they're serving. Hey, what's up, Maynor? Good to have you in here. What's up? But yeah, Serena Monfils seemed good, but I disappointed because I was, I'm a big Gail fan. Yeah, we got Maynor, Ashley. What's up, Lexi? On sucks. Let's go, Coco. I mean, Coco got it yesterday. It's 6-0, 6-1. Cerundolo won. Yep. Korda sucks. I mean, I want him to pick it up. He was a point away from starting the season off with a hardcore title and beating Djokovic. Ends the year with no hardcore titles. Korda is like the biggest disappointment for me right now. Him and Draper, but Draper's been injured, so not that Korda hasn't been injured, but American tennis had me enough. That's fair. I told you Korda is the only American in my top 5, so yeah, I'm hurt. Yeah, no, I know. I don't know who else would be at the moment. Who's winning? There's no Lexi. What other Americans are you going to choose? You know, Maynor, boo. I love Korda. Yeah, Korda's one of my faves. Korda's one of my favorites for sure. JJ Wolf. JJ Wolf is like the American. Like, listen, everybody else is losing. Taylor Fritz, he's injured. Forget about Fritz. Who else? What are other Americans? I just blanked on all of them. Tiafoe. He hasn't won a match since Wimbledon. Who else? Tommy Paul. He was top 5 on hard courts earlier in the year. Was doing amazing on indoors. Got to the final of Acapulco. Kind of disappeared after he beat Alcaraz. Forget Paul. JJ Wolf. He's still around and he's still kicking. JJ Wolf. Let's go. Let's go, Wolf. Love to see beautiful Anthony streaming. All right. Score here. Safiullin taking on Alcaraz. Safiullin served to the backhand of Alcaraz, forehand in the net. Let me get the score down here. Yeah, I love streaming. I enjoy it. This is it. We're doing it. Score shows 0-0. Hopefully the score catches up. It should be 15 love for or love 15 for Alcaraz. If not, I'll have to refresh the scoreboard. The scoreboard is really not being my friend, honestly. Forehand, that's too good. Inside out from Safiullin, 15 all. I was saying earlier, Safiullin, he's not the biggest power hitter around. I've watched a bit of Safiullin. I'm not just pretending up here. I've watched some I watched Safiullin play a bit. I like watching him play. A couple matches I've seen him play. He's not the biggest power hitter around, but he can hit some good pace. But when the other guy is hitting pace, that's when I've seen him struggle the most. So Alcaraz got to come with some power. But Safiullin likes fast courts. He has a very good backhand. Good athlete, good athleticism. Skill player. He can hit some great angles, skillful. It's just his game can break down a bit. He's not the most consistent, especially when a guy's really testing him out and he's not able to dictate. Backhand, Carlos hits the tape. Safiullin runs. Oh, he gets that lob over Safiullin. Safullin's still running. Oh, he gets there. What a get. Wow. That goes out, though, with the lob. 30 all. Carlos apologizes. 30 all. I feel like this is a big kind of starting point for Carlos. Does anybody else feel like that? Carlos just lost to Dimitrov in Shanghai, and I know Dimitrov was playing well. He lost in straight sets to Sinner, 6-1. One of the worst sets he's played. The second set against Jannik, although Jannik started playing incredible in Beijing. But still, I feel like Alcaraz has kind of left the kind of amazing height he was on just an inch lower. I feel like he's going to want to prove himself starting just about now. Squash shot going into Turin as well. Forehand, the forehand of Carlos, squash shot, forehand volley. Backhand Carlos, backhand Safiullin to the forehand of Carlos, backhand Safiullin volley. That's too good. 40-30. I got Cedric, Lexi. Love to see y'all in the chat. No more expectations for my faves. I'm just writing the ways whoever wins, Stefanos and Rublev are still alive. So come on, boys. Steph did well in what was it, Vienna last week? Got to the semis and lost a good match to Medvedev. But he looked way better than he has in about half a year. So, and Rublev's still doing the Rublev thing. Forehand inside out to the backhand of Carlos. Forehand inside out. Safiullin back forehand Carlos. That's out. 1-0 for Safiullin. Listen, if you came here for bagels and breadsticks, I don't think you're gonna get it. Because Safiullin's a little bit too good for that. Crapolito should win, but ruin for Safiullin. Okay. Yeah, I like Safiullin a lot, honestly. First time I saw Safiullin, ATP Cup 2022. And you guys remember Karatsev and his amazing run at ATP Cup and then how he got to the semifinals of the Australian Open out of nowhere? That's why I thought Karatsev was going to do, because Karatsev was the MVP for the Russian team the last ATP Cup. Was it last year? I keep getting confused. I think it was last year. And last year, ATP Cup. And he won some great matches, even had a close match against Sinner. Won a couple doubles matches with Medvedev against some great doubles players. Safiullin was a real MVP. I was like, oh, wow. I was like, honestly, genuinely, I was really impressed with Safiullin. That's why I've watched a few matches since then. Of his, and then with Wimbledon and the grass court swing did well. So listen, Safullin's not a sleeper, and he's only kind of picking up. I think Safullin's really, really good. So serve Carlos goes long. Second serve from Carlos. Forehand, Carlos. That shank long. Love 15. Safullin's got to bring the pace so that Alcaraz can't. Zverev almost lost to Bubovic. He did, didn't he? Yeah. I think Alki will win this match. Lexi, that's a good prediction. Yeah, I think so. Prediction 6-4, 6-4. I want 3 to see Anthony. I mean, Maynor, you're going to make me blush here. Love 5. I'm predicting 3 tie breaks. That's crazy. If it's a third set tie break, like against, where was that? In Queens? When Alcaraz played Rinderknecht? That would be wild. I'm not expecting that, honestly. But I watched him at TLV last year, first time. TLV. I'm not sure what that's an acronym for. I should. But I can't figure that out. I think it's obvious, but I can't figure it out. What flag is that? I don't know. It's like the world flag because they don't allow Russian flags or whatever on this scoreboard. So that's kind of what it is. I'm not in charge of the scoreboard. That's tennis24.com. We're just borrowing the scoreboard. Forehand to the forehand of Carlos, backhand Safiullin to the forehand of Carlos. That's too good. 30-15. Minor Tel Aviv Open. Oh, okay. Got you. Nice. Hey, what's up, Joe Gann? What's up, Joe, in the chat? Good to have you. 30-15 here for Carlos. Kick serve to the backhand of Safiullin, backhand Carlos to the backhand of Safiullin, forehand Carlos. Forehand of Safiullin on the stretch. That's a good shot. 30-all. Carlos needs to have the forehand this match. Saflin's going to bring it. That was good athleticism to get back there. What's up, Joe? Good to have you. Good to have you in here. I said FA will win Basel in 3 tiebreaks. I'm not sure if it was 2 sets. Yeah, it was 2 tiebreakers, but you're close. Hurkacz and FA are tiebreak essential. You're not going to have a match between Hurkacz FA without tiebreaks. They're the new wave Isner and Karlovic, I would say. FA, I mean, listen, he's got other skills. I've been saying I think he's got other skills, but he's definitely a big serving player. Forehand Safiullin to the forehand of Carlos. Holds it, and he puts it the other way, 40-30. It's smart. What do I mean by hold it? He waited there and for a second, and he just said, okay, you don't know why I'm gonna hit this. And he waits for the other player to guess. He waits for Safiullin to run, hits it the other way. Not everybody can do that, but Alcaraz has the skills. There's 2 sets, Lexi. Yeah. Serve. The forehand of Safiullin. That's shanked out. 1-1. A couple of 40-30 service holds. Happy Halloween. Where's the costume, Anthony? Well, I'm hoping to stream the Rabakina match later, so maybe I'll do something for that. I kind of didn't even think about it. If I'm honest, I didn't even think about it. So don't do with all these attacks. I didn't even think about it. But I love Halloween. And I do have a costume for the year. I just didn't think about it. I should have. I think it was Cedric in the chat. I think Sean, if he was in here, would say the same thing. I should have done Kuroda Boys. I should have done a Kuroda Boy costume. I don't know if there's one on Google I can get on Etsy or something. Amazon. I think I looked once. Backhand to the backhand. Forehand of Carlos to the forehand. The Safiullin forehand Carlos comes in. It's not a great shot, though. Angled right off the rise with a half volley. Forehand volley. I mean, Alcaraz comes with flashy play. That was a flashy point. 15 love. Storming into the net. Not rock solid, but he finds a way. Do you think Sinner will win Rome, Anthony? Next year, Rome? Like Rome Italian Open? I don't think so. I mean, no offense to... I mean, he played an amazing match first round in Rome, actually, this year against Kokkinakis, but I don't know if he'll win Rome. I think he'll win a Masters or 2 next year. My goals for Sinner next year, win at least 1 Masters, preferably 2, get to number 3 in the world, and reach a major final. Those are my goals. I've seen people be like, oh, he's the best player in the world. He's going to be number 1. He's going to win 2 or 3 majors. That's all I want. Listen, I'm not one of these guys jumping on a recency bandwagon. I've been with Sinner literally since early 2019 when he won his first challenger. And there's proof of that too. I literally saw him early 2019. I've been with him since then, like slightly. I became a big fan in Roland Garros 2020. That's when he became like my favorite player at the moment. Once Roger kind of hung up the racket, Juan Martina as well. But yeah, I think but I've known this is going to happen. Exactly what's happening, I've known it's going to happen, honestly. So I don't think he's going to just carry this on. I see Sinner having a bit of a dip. He's going to have a lot of eyes on him on the next season. He still has physical issues. He still has issues in best of 5. I take a very realistic approach. I think Jannik is going to have a great season next year. I think he's going to defend his number 4 in the world ranking, if not go up to number 3. Probably a race between him and Medvedev if all goes as it seems right now. But I don't really think he's going to win a major. If he does, then that would be amazing. I want him to reach a major final. That's what a major final is my biggest goal for Sinner next year. By the way, double fault from Safiullin's 1540. Yeah, no costume from me. Yeah, we got Madden chat. Serve from Safiullin. Wide goes wide. Hurkacz looks sad during the trophy presentation. Saw only on tennis TV. Is that in Basel? Yeah, I mean, he looked exhausted today. I don't think he's going to go that far, honestly. I think the chances that Runa goes in from the race and from Hurkacz is good. Okay, back in air into the net. 2-1 for Alcaraz. Alcaraz goes 2-1 up. And if you're blushing, it means I'm doing a good job. All right. That is not going to happen, Maynor, but I'm not, no Ken from me. Djokovic has only played 12 events this year. I think Sinner's played 25. Yeah, Novak's smart about it, though. I think it's going to be even less next year, and I love it. That's what, I mean, listen, as smart as Federer was, he probably could have played a few less events as he got like 36, 37. I love this from Novak. He said, you know what? I'm listen, all of our, if you're a Federer fan, you want him to reach like the most majors possible. If you're a Nadal fan, if you're a Djokovic fan, Djokovic is like, I'm a Djokovic fan. I want to win 30 majors. I'm going to do everything I can to win 30 majors. Novak is like, I'm a Djokovic fan. I'm going to go to 30 majors. He's like, I mean, listen, no offense to the other small tournaments. There's going to be great players at those tournaments. I want Novak to focus on the majors and the Olympics. I want him to go far. I'm a Djokovic fan. It wasn't always like this, honestly. But I've really kind of grown up to like him more. What's up, Max? Good to have you in here. Good to have you in here, Max, as always. But yeah, Djokovic, Sinner has played so many events. Although he did have a bit of a dip where I think he didn't play Madrid, and between kind of Monte Carlo and Wimbledon, he didn't have a very good run between those two events, but still. Minor at the flirts. Yeah, I don't know how to handle it. I don't know. Don't celebrate Halloween. I'm not American enough. Halloween is global. Well, isn't it? Didn't it start in like Germany with like a festival, All Hallows Eve, right? Or am I completely wrong? My aunt's again, the sweet. Too many ants again. There you go. People thinking everyone is Carlos, that when you win one thing, you'll be unstoppable, but it's not the reality. Even Carlos isn't unstoppable, but I know what you mean. Yeah. Not everyone is Carlos, but I think Sinner eventually is going to get in this way. I think he's going to be world number 1. I've thought that the whole year. I've thought that for last year as well, and further back than that probably as well. But I don't, not everybody can be Carlos. I don't need him to be Carlos. I just want him to fulfill his own potential, and I don't think he's going to get on this kind of run where he goes 63-9 on the season like Carlos is and wins Wimbledon against Djokovic in the final. Although maybe, I mean, Sinner might do that, but I'm not gonna put that pressure on him. The forehand of Safiullin, forehand Carlos, forehand of Safiullin, back in Carlos, back in a Safiullin, Forehand Carlos, backhand Safiullin. That's in the net. Anthony being a fan of Novak is such I don't know what I can say to that, but yeah, I mean, I've liked Novak for a few years now. I've kind of warmed up to the guy. Hey, what's up, Mike? Good to have you in the chat. What's up? What's up? Halloween is not really a thing worldwide. That's good to know. That's good to know. Yeah, some things. America lives in a bit of a bubble. I am part of that bubble, so I like to learn. I do like to learn. Safiullin is Russian. Why is his last name like that? I don't know. It is a bit. It is a bit of a weird name for a Russian player. Yeah, like you have Karatsev, Medvedev, and then you have Safiullin. It's a bit strange. 1530. Safiullin with half a chance to break back here. 1530. Okay, that must be what I'm thinking of. Yeah. But where was All Hallows Eve? Is it a myth, or I think Halloween started because of a festival? Like it started because like 500 years ago, because there was a festival held annually in some city. I think it was called All Hallows Eve. And I thought that from that, people were like, "Oh, this is kind of cool and freaky," and they're like, and then it became like this spooky, haunted thing that everybody did like worldwide, and it became Halloween. Bad back in error from Safiullin on the return. 30 all. That's the difference between a top 40 player and a top 2 player. They're not going to miss a back in return like that. Djokovic Pro Tour is the biggest events. I expect him to go for the goal in Paris 2024. I sure hope so. Listen, yeah, I think, Paris Olympics, if Carlos, Novak, and Rafa are playing, it's over. I need that. I need that in my life. I think that would be so exciting for the tennis world and has the potential to be one of the best tennis events ever, if not the best. I mean, I'm known for hyperbole, but that would be so good. Backhand, cross court to the backhand slice of Carlos, backhand slice of Safiullin to the backhand slice of Carlos. It's in the net. 30-40, a break point for Safiullin coming. Kopervest is for drinkers. Gotcha. I mean, that's fun. Daphne from got a lot of stuff going on in the chat. I love it. 30-40 here. Break point. First serve in the net. Second serve. Kick serve into the backhand of Safiullin. Backhand Carlos. The backhand of Safiullin. Forehand Carlos. The forehand of Safiullin. Ooh, that's just out. Might be a challenge. Listen, I am excited for when challenges go away and we can just use technology. If we have Hawkeye technology in place anyway, it seems strange to me that we still have Hawkeye. But I think by 2025, it's all gonna get rid of. Proves my point exactly. It's in. Of course it's in. On the line. How are we supposed to know that? We're humans. We don't have good eyesight. Bring in the robots. Bring in the robot invasion. We need Hawkeye in tennis. 30-40. We need live Hawkeye and the on-court technology. I really think that would be a good implementation. First serve in the net, second serve for Carlos. Kick serve, backhand Safiullin. It's a break point. Backhand Carlos. Backhand Safiullin. Forehand Carlos runs around the backhand. Backhand Safiullin still to that side. Now backhand down the line. Safiullin on the stretch. Forehand Carlos. Backhand Safiullin on the stretch. That's a good pass. Backhand volley. Backhand pass. Ooh, right on Carlos. He apologizes, but it's 2-2. Don't apologize, Safiullin, making a match of this 2-2. Challenge is doing better though. It's keeping entertainment, Maynor. I mean, it's just I don't know. People talk about tennis being slow. The challenges keep it slow, and it's like I don't know. I would like it to be live. I mean, in some ways, it is entertaining when a guy challenges it and it's way in, or something like Safin that one time against Federer. I recall, like when it's like way in, you're like, what the? In some ways, it adds some suspense, but I'd be all the better without it. It's fine. 2-2. Like that one it's too late to apologize. Like that one. It's too late to apologize. It's too late. It's a banger. Backhand to the backhand slice of Carlos. Backhand slice Safiullin to the backhand slice of Carlos. Backhand slice. It's a backhand slice battle. Backhand Safiullin now hits over it to the backhand of Carlos. Love 5. And Timbaland. It's not Timbaland, is it? Isn't Timbaland like super hyped? I thought they were around only in like recent years. It is supposed to happen 2025. Roland Garros says they won't use it because they are not bound by the ATP. That would make enough sense, I suppose. I mean, listen, it's kind of tradition, but anyway, as long as all the other events have it, then I'm pretty content. I'm pretty content with that. So the movie with iRobot with Will Smith comes to mind now. I mean, Westworld. There's a lot of Terminator. A lot of classics. Which WTA player do you think has the worst forehand, and why is it Niculescu? I mean, it probably is Niculescu. I don't know. I don't have a good answer for you. Worst forehand on tour. I mean, from the top 10 players, Goff didn't have a good forehand. And then now she's improved it, and it's not terrible. It's not incredible. It's not Rybakina, but 30 love here for Safiullin. First serve goes wide. Timbaland. Timbaland is a rapper. Okay, yeah. That's what I thought. Forehand. That goes out. 40 love. Timbaland is like Metro Boomin or something, or that's just producer, I guess. I don't know. I've never heard of Timbaland. Like I don't know what he does or what music he makes. What do you expect from Roland Garros? That's a good question. I expect Alcaraz to win it. I'm expecting Alcaraz to win Roland Garros, although I kind of expected the same thing this year. So who knows? But he played before he started cramping. He played absolutely amazing against Djokovic, especially in the second set. And if he brings that level of tennis, that's Roland Garros winning tennis. He just needs to have the physical side too. And I think Novak, as he's getting older, it's only going to be tougher. Carlos will be out for revenge. I'm expecting Carlos to win it. I think Sinner will have a way better Roland Garros and a way better clay swing in general. Nothing very exciting prediction wise on my end. To be honest, I think watch out for Tsitsipas. I think he could do better than some people expect, but that's kind of as much of a hot take as you'll hear from me. I guess the two hot takes are I don't think Djokovic is winning, and I think Tsitsipas will probably do a little bit better than most people expect him to. Okay, similar question. Who has better forehand, Khachanov or FA? Oh, definitely Karen. Karen has better forehand. Karen's forehand has been really good all season to be able to dictate play and just hit over the court. I mean, it's not the best around, but Felix's can get away from him. Especially, I don't know, especially when he has to create his own pace and kind of take control on his own accord. It just, I don't know, it kind of falls apart on him a little bit. The errors can start coming. Timbaland's what I think is one of the reasons why Rihanna and Chris Brown broke up. Got you. That wasn't my question. I was talking about their organization of running the tournament. Oh, Matt. Oh, I didn't understand. Yeah, that's true. I mean, it would be good to have challenges, or not challenges, but have Hawkeye in real time everywhere. I agree. Safiullin defeated Sasha a while ago. Did he beat Zverev? He lost to Zverev in a very close final in Chengdu. I was talking about that earlier. It was Zverev versus Safiullin. Safiullin played amazing. Didn't lose a set all week and won the first set against Zverev as well. He was one tiebreaker away, second set tiebreaker away from winning too. But he looked amazing. Just hitting winners everywhere, angles all over the court, great athleticism, moving around. He looked really solid. I mean, he wasn't tested in a massive way up until Zverev, but I mean, still had to beat players like Musetti, Evans, fourth and second seeds. So, but Safiullin Zverev, did he beat Zverev? I can look it up. Oh, he did. You're right. He beat him in a revenge match in like Shanghai. Yeah, Minor, you're right. Yeah, it was like 6-3, 6-1. I forgot about that. That's true. Yeah, so people kind of know. Yeah, Safiullin can be dangerous. That's a huge win, especially knowing how good Zverev has win. How good Zverev has been. Sorry. Pizdец, какой счет? It is 3-2 for Safiullin. Are you rooting for Alcaraz? Because I know Russian. my mom's from Russia. I know fluent Russian. I know that you're. Are you betting Alcaraz? Because yeah, Safiullin has the lead for the moment. This is not a. It's not particularly nice word in Russian. 30 left here for Carlos. Minus 4.5. It's a close match so far. Oh, Safiullin. Okay, okay. Well, he's got the lead at the moment, so I don't know. I think you're doing fine for now. Safiullin broke back. I do. I know Russian. Oh, you're half Russian. Yeah, I am. Or kind of whatever. My family is from Russia. Yeah, we're mixed breed too. Yeah, a little bit. But Safielin's doing well, so I would not be particularly upset. It's like a boy. Я за хороший матч. Я хочу, чтобы матч был хороший. Это все, что я хочу. Но мне нравится оба игрока. Сафлин, правда, не очень нравится. Я думаю, он хороший игрок, но Alcaraz, даже что он номер один, номер два, мне очень нравится, как он играет, тоже очень весело смотреть. Делает очень шикарные разные, как говорится, интересные очки. Значит, мне нравится оба. It's a bit Russian, a little bit of Russian. All right, 15 love here for Safiullin. 26 minutes in. It's the other half just wondering. I am half Russian, half boy, half man, half male. 15 love for Safiullin. First serve is out. Second serve. 3-3, 15 love. Kick serve, the backhand of Carlos. And Carlos not really looking his best so far. 15 all. Safiullin should win this, right, Frank? I think he's the favorite. I think he's the odds-on favorite. 15 all. What's up, Frank? I watched a video about Anastasia from Russia. Sad what happened to her and her family. There's an animated movie of Anastasia. I don't know a whole lot about that, but I know the movie of Anastasia. Я из Америки. Семья моя семья из России, но я из России, но я из Америки. Safiullin proper vodka, brother. There you go. There you go. Listen, my family's from Russia, but I can appreciate it. I can appreciate the offensive stereotypes. Just some of them are funny. Some of them are funny. I'll take them. That's fine. 30-15. Safiullin's doing well so far. The kick serve ace. 40-15. Safiullin giving Carlos a hard time. I agree. Carlos doesn't. Yeah, I don't think Carlos is at 100% right now. I don't think so either. Carlos said he's not. Carlos went into the tournament, Matt, and he said, "Listen, I'm from. I'm from. He said I'm not 100% at the moment." Max Anthony speaking Spanish for the Cancun streams. Can you imagine? I just start speak a different language for every stream. I just have a mode on the back of my neck. Commentator mode. Oh, by the way, I can speak Spanish too. That's too good. Backhand completely gets away from Carlos on the return. Hope Carlos in his best form. Yeah. We need to see Carlos Novak. We need to see another Carlos Novak before the year ends. Listen, we have two historic matches between Djokovic and Alcaraz. One went to Djokovic, one went to Alcaraz. Or sorry, we had the French Open too. So I guess Novak leads 2-1. All right, forget it. But anyway, soon I would like to see another Alcaraz versus Djokovic. And I don't know. Listen, I was confused because it said like It said that Djokovic's points from Turin apparently go away at the end of this week, so Carlos can catch up to number one. That seems stupid to me, like, just because he's not like he's like the ATP finals haven't happened yet this year. Like, that seems weird to me that his points could already be gone and that Carlos could pass him. It seems almost unfair, to not to use that word for no reason, but um is what it is. But is that the case? So in which case, I think Alcaraz needs to reach the final, and he basically needs Novak to not reach the final. So the whole Turin Master points added to defend points for the Paris Masters is confusing. Yeah, I don't get it either. Something the chat has to explain to me. This happens all the time. Anthony, interesting. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I guess so. I'm not like saying like I'm not trying to be like the establishment is out for Novak type thing. Like I'm just ATP points fell off at Paris week last year too. Yeah, I just don't remember that then. I guess I've been following the race between Carlos and Novak so meticulously that I haven't really been doing that every year. I was a little bit surprised, but love 15 for Safiullin. Safillin's kind of outplaying Carlos, to be honest. Just like low key, a little bit. You have grandma in the living. I don't know what you mean. I don't know what you mean. My grandmother is from Russia as well. This is the ranking rule, I think. Got you. Got you. I mean, I guess that makes sense. Paris being the last kind of tournament of the year, not counting ATP finals, that counts for rankings, but I don't know. Bit odd. Love 30. Another error from Carlos. The errors are coming from his racket. Carlos isn't just like Gilles Simon type where he just like kind of pushes the ball in and kind of grinds it out consistency. It's he goes for it and he's been going for it, but he's completely out of range. In this game, a couple of forehand errors, but it's been on the back end too. Whether he's hitting it out or he's just hitting it short, he's not really looking himself. Serve out wide, forehand Safiullin in the ground, 15-30. I'm sure Fabi will let us know. There you go. He's keeping a close eye. Safiullin clear of Alcaraz. Good to see. Yeah. Safiullin at 15-30. See if Safiullin can make a match of this. Can you imagine Safiullin upset over Carlos? It wouldn't come without, like, listen, Alcaraz not in his best form. Safiullin, Wimbledon quarters, beats Zverev in Shanghai. Got to the final of Chengdu, beat a couple of good players. Like, he's been on a good run. So, come on, Carlos, recoup. Let's see what Carlos can do. Pavi G is a Novak. I mean, hardcore. Pavi G is like, he says some things on Twitter that are just, it's hard to take in. I mean, some Novak fans on Twitter are not fully serious, I think, because there's some crazy things that some of them say. Serve here from Carlos. Forehand into the forehand. Carlos squash shots in the net. Another break point for Safiullin. Do you remember when Safiullin was a breakdown to Alcaraz like it was supposed to go? Safiullin took the pen. He's rewriting the script. He said, my turn with the pen. 30-40. He's about to go up a break. Got score over news, Anthony. All right, see you later, Maynor. See you in a bit. All right, we got 30-40. And we got a break point for the Russian. Second serve to work with for Safiullin. It's a big moment. If Safiullin doesn't do something here, then remember this point. Kick serve, back in Safiullin to the forehand of Carlos. Back in Safiullin. The forehand of Carlos, forehand Safiullin. Down the middle to the forehand of Carlos. Back in Safiullin. Testing Carlos right here. Back in Safiullin. That goes out from Carlos. A challenge from Carlos, but we've got 5-3. Sorry, that's 4. We got 3. My bad. We got 5-3 for Carlos. Wow. Is it an upset alert? I mean, listen, this kind of happened in 2022. Carlos was losing to guys on the indoors he shouldn't be losing to. David Goffin, he lost on the indoors after having an incredible season. It's kind of been running out of gas, Carlos. Listen, everybody's going to have their own obstacles. Carlos has had an amazing season, but this is one of them. This is one of the obstacles. Carlos will have to figure this out, as any player does. kind of on a bit of a downturn. Habla and Espanol. I don't speak Spanish, Emilio, but I'm glad to have you in here. Um, that's cool. Yeah, whether you're a Spanish speaker as anybody, glad to have you all in here. Dagger was when he said Alcaraz would never win another Grand Slam. I mean, it's just a ridiculous comment, Matt. Yeah. I mean, some things are just not serious. Forehand to the forehand of Safiullin. Forehand, Carlos hits over to the forehand. Safiullin, that goes out. Love 15. Carlos trying to get a break back here. By the way, don't forget to subscribe to Quality Shot Tennis. Well, I'm going to be doing more streams for Paris Masters. You want to see here? I'm here. I'm going to be here next year as well, doing streams and ATP finals, also WTA finals. So, yeah, Faison will be back as well. David got more stuff coming. Love 5. Don't forget to subscribe if you're new. Don't forget to like the stream as well if you're enjoying it. Love 5 here. Safiullin serving. Serve. Safiullin, it's a let. It is a let. It is a let. Easy. Yeah, Frank. Safiullin's killing it right now. I'm a big fan of Safiullin. I'll say it. I really like Alcaraz a lot too, but I'm a fan of Safiullin. I really like watching the guy play. Just a silent assassin. Right on the line, return from Alcaraz. Forehand. The forehand of Safiullin. Alcaraz runs around a forehand to the backhand. A Safiullin forehand Alcaraz. That goes out again. 15 all. Felix took Alcaraz's time for the winter season. So, Sean, that's true. I mean, Felix has won Basel. He did that last year too. He did that last year too, and then he kind of left during the Australian Open. Alcaraz came back and won everything else. Yeah, that's funny. I like that. That's kind of what's going on. Safiullin is 3 points away here. Serve out wide, too good. Very 15. Safiullin 2 points away from taking a set off Carlos. Indoor hard courts, by the way, not really proven to be Alcaraz's best, not at all. Well, it's proven to be his worst surface. Safiullin's won 9 of the last 12 points. We'll look at the stats too after the set is over. I kind of think Safiullin's going to finish it here. But set's not done yet. Could bite my words. Serve. Backhand Safiullin. The backhand of Carlos. Backhand Safiullin with the volley. It's too good. 40-15. Safiullin is crushing it right now. Probably hats off to Safiullin. Wow. I feel it for Alcaraz, though. The guy can catch a break. Safiullin is playing amazing. Wow, what a game from Safiullin so far. We have trick or treaters and it's 4:30 in the afternoon. Too early. Too early. It's gotta be like 5:30 by the earliest, 6:00. Probably better. Double sub point here for Safiullin. Serve out wide, forehand Carlos, backhand Safiullin hits behind Carlos for a winner. Do we have an upset brewing in Paris? Because Roman Safiullin just took the first set over Alcaraz walking to his chair with a buzz cut. Alcaraz got a new haircut. It's not working for him so far. We're 37 minutes in. The set to Safiullin. Set to the Russian. MJ, oh my, that's it. Is this going to be an upset? Wow. By the way, I will probably be streaming the Rybakina. Or is it Rybakina? I keep saying Rybakina. Pegula versus Sabalenka. Pretty soon after this. Hopefully it makes it by time-wise. We'll figure it out. But yeah, stick around for that as well. Safiullin props in here. That's it. Props to Safiullin. I'm loving this. What a performance. Listen, who's my favorite players in tennis? The Stone Cold Killers, who just come in and just do their thing. They're like, nobody's expecting it from them. They just do it. They do it for no reason. Safiullin went here and he decided to kill it for no reason. Kill it for absolutely no reason. 37 minutes in, set one. I feel for Alcaraz, though. He's got to come back, honestly, because this is not a good look for Alcaraz. He doesn't want to be losing to Safiullin first round of Paris. Last match before going into Turin. Alcaraz incredible 63-9 on the season. He wants to keep that up. He's basically only been losing semifinals, finals all season, including his last couple of events too. Only to Dimitrov in Shanghai, and I guess to Paul in Canada. Those were the 2 exceptions. Almost every other event he's played this year. I think the only exception being to Mirazon in Rome. Only these 3 guys beat him before the semifinals of tournaments. All right, looking at the stats. First serve points won, 85% for Safiullin. Actually, good serve stats from Carlos too, except for 2 for 8 on second serve, which is not good at all. Part of that is to do with Safiullin though, who's really taking it to Carlos. Carlos has got to get the ground strokes better and not hit as many errors. Hopefully, it shows winners to errors. I mean, I can hardly believe that 2 unforced errors. I can remember more than that from Carlos. I literally can remember at least 4 different errors that Carlos hit. But anyway, that's not accurate. But Carlos is hitting unforced errors. He's also just not hitting his shots well. All right, guys, be here for a second. Are we going to see an upset in Paris? Alcaraz. Listen. If Alcaraz is going to become this guy who wins 30 Grand Slams, and we look back on matches like this, on live streams like this, where we're like, okay, is Alcaraz going to do it? This was always going to happen. This is always going to happen. You don't come to me with just like recent set. You come to me with the realness. This is always going to happen. Carlos is going to have issues and have challenges. Right now, Sinner is at the top. Alcaraz is kind of just ever so slightly fallen just a little bit at the end of the season. This is the kind of things that Alcaraz is going to have to overcome and figure out. Forehand from Carlos. The forehand of Safiullin that goes wide. 15 love for Carlos. 15 love for Carlos. Doing good. I'm not sure what's going on with Carlos. Hope you're doing well. Yeah, Carlos kind of struggling at the moment. 30 love. Let's see if he can get it back. Serve. Down the line, forehand Carlos. Runs route for a forehand cross squash. Too good. Squash shot. Squash shot just completely, what's the word? Whipped in the air by Safiullin. 40 love. 40 love. I got a question for the chat, by the way. Outside of Alcaraz Djokovic, Cincinnati final, what has been your favorite Masters match this year? What has been your favorite match in a Masters tournament this year outside of Alcaraz Djokovic final? Let me know in the chat. Is Alcaraz injured? Andali, I don't think so, but he might not be 100%. He said coming into this tournament that he's not at his total 100% best. So he might be a little bit injured. I'm not sure, but he's definitely not looking like himself. No, Alcaraz not injured. I mean, he hasn't taken a medical timeout. So, and I'm back. Good to have you in here. UB Rublev final in Shanghai. Yeah. See what happens. I mean, it would be crazy if we get a repeat in Paris. But yeah, that was a good match. Third set tiebreaker, 10-8 or whatever. And the tiebreaker match points on both sides. It was definitely a crazy match. Serve down the tee, backhand Carlos, the forehand, a Safiullin forehand Carlos, the backhand of Safiullin down line. Ooh, just misses it narrowly. Love 5, just misses it, Safiullin. My favorite match in the Masters is not really a, what would you say it? Not a hugely surprising one, but Sinner Alcaraz in Miami. Sinner getting a comeback win versus Alcaraz in Miami, beating a world number 1 for the first time in his career. Amazing. Not just that one rally that's passed around, although that has now become one of my favorite points of all time. One of my favorite rallies just because it was so crazy. And I like Sinner as one of my favorite players. But that match was crazy overall. A lot of crazy points. Both guys playing such good tennis. Both guys love the courts of Miami. They love the kind of slower hard courts of Miami, but they do have a little bit of pace to them. They can both move well there. I think both guys really love Miami, so that turned out to be a really great match. Safiullin catches the serve, love 30. A little bit of a chance for Alcaraz starting out here in the second set. Not sure what's exactly going on here. Some delay. One of the lights on the roof is apparently bothering Safiullin when he's going up to serve. I don't blame the guy. This is like, even on the screen, it looks like a giant bright purple light. Just on the ceiling, it's all black, and then there's this purple light. Safiullin wants it to be turned off. Hubie Kakanaka somewhere. I think it was Miami as well. That was a crazy match. Her catch with a Djokovic-esque backhand winner straight down the line off a Kakanaka serve down match point. That was an incredible match. I remember 268 points played in a best of 3 set match. I still haven't seen that broken. I think Alcaraz Djokovic played 262 or 63 or something. Don't ask me why I know this off the top of my head. I really don't know either, but 263 points in their match. But Hurkacz and Kakanakis, it was like 13-11 first set tiebreaker, 9-7 first set tiebreaker. Like every tiebreaker was super long. It was such a long, crazy match. So that was really impressive. I think that's underrated. Actually, same day in Miami, Tiafoe taking on Watanuki was incredible. Watanuki with one of the best performances from a lower tier player all season, if not the best, and he lost that match because Tiafoe was so good early this season and really clutch as well, which is completely gone out the door. Love 30 here. There's still a bit of a delay here. It is 0-1 Love 30. Andiel, Rublev, Rune. Yeah, it was a good final of Monte Carlo. It's a good one. What else we got here? I didn't like Cincy final. Yeah, Novak getting the win. That's fair. Yeah, I mean, we got some Novak fans in the chat. We have some people that don't like Novak. I can understand both sides. I've been there at both sides, so I get it. So that's what it is. I did watch Djokovic's speech at Balloon Door. Blood was cooking. Djokovic's been everywhere. He met with Speed or whatever. I show Speed. I love it. Novak making the grounds. He's getting eyes to tennis. It's good. Any of you taking time to watch the recent training live streams, Djokovic, Alcaraz, and Rublev, among others, some crazy hitting. I was intrigued. Yeah, I mean, I got some thoughts on it. My number one thought is, I don't know. I almost want them to keep it for the matches. I almost wish that the biggest rivals would just, I don't know. I know some people enjoy it. I almost like don't want them to show each other what they're at, what they're working at. I don't want it to be super like I want them to be friendly. I like the Sinner Alcaraz thing, but like I don't know. There's something about it that I don't know. I want them to keep it for the matches as well, but it was definitely crazy hitting. But for me personally, yeah, I don't like either Anthony, but I do respect them. Yeah, I agree. I show speed sucks. I mean, that's fair. But he brings he's got a lot of eyes on the moment. Twitch, listen, some of the biggest Twitch streamers at the moment, they've taken the, whether you like it or not, they've kind of replaced a lot of TV. Like they are getting a lot of viewers in, and Djokovic even meeting with him is going to get some eyes to tennis. So for me, and Aisha Speed always makes me laugh, even when it's predictable, not funny. I don't. Yeah, he's kind of a funny guy. He was in a Mr. Beast video. I remember I watched a little while back. He's just random. He's just like a personality. I mean, I understand if you like him or not, but Runa Wawrinka at Indian Wells when Runa got schooled Maynor. Listen, when Wawrinka lost the second set at Indian Wells, that was like one of my least favorite, because I thought Wawrinka was about to lose the match. I was like, no, because Wawrinka had like 3 match points. He was going to get his revenge, but once he got it at the end, there we go. Sports terrorism. Sorry, I can't respect him. Okay, I mean, that's a whole different thing. That's a whole different kind of conversation to be had. So all fair. Hurkacz, easy win. Yeah, love 30 here. Love 30. I respect Djokovic as a superhuman athlete player, but some things around him I do not like. Totally fair. Totally, honestly, totally respectable. Serve out from Safiullin in the net. Second serve. Backhand to the backhand of Safiullin. Backhand Carlos. Slice to the forehand of Safiullin. Backhand Carlos. Way up high. Forehand Safiullin. That lands out, and it's 15-30. Do you know Zukayev? I do not. I do not know who that is. A foot injury, maybe playing part. Yeah, I don't know what it is with Carlos, but forehand, Safiullin to the forehand of Carlos. Forehand Safiullin. The forehand of Carlos, a massive point. Forehand Safiullin to the backhand of Carlos. Backhand slice Safiullin. Now it's a real test of Safiullin here. Backhand Safiullin. It's a big vamos from Carlos. Listen, why is Safiullin not top 10 in the world? He's beating Carlos. It's because of this moment right here. Safiullin is proving right here, right now. Does he have what it takes to be top 20, top 10 in the world? He's proving it right here, right now. Once he has the lead, is he gonna keep it up and be able to finish this off? That's the tough part of it too. Hope Carlos is in the fab terms. I mean, he's gonna win more majors, but right now he's definitely having a bit of a slip up. Backhand goes wide from Carlos. Goes for a lot there. Not even paused if he had to go for that much. Hey, what's up, Cam in chat? Hey, what's up, Cam? Not for you to be joined in. It's always awesome. Cam in chat. Thank you, Cam. There we go. Who got it? Let me know in chat if you got it. 5 memberships. Cam always nice in the chat. Appreciate you. 30-40. 30-40 here. Carlos on the return. Serve out wide. Carlos. Back into the forehand. Safiullin. Inside in. Forehand. Carlos. Way on the stretch. Lob. Oh, smash from Safiullin. Ooh, just put away. I thought he was almost going to clip the net there. Deuce. Puts away. Saves a couple break points. I think Cerundolo Monfils today can be high there. Okay, yeah. No, I mean that I didn't get to catch most of it, but Murray Demonor yesterday. I mean, listen, those are just Murray and Monfils are like some of my I grew up on them, so it's hard for me to talk about losses like that in a good way. It's like if I listen, I'm a Federer fan. It's like if I said 2019 Wimbledon is my favorite match of all time. It's like it was epic. Backhand, the backhand of Carlos, forehand Safiullin, the forehand of Carlos, forehand Safiullin, the backhand of Carlos. That goes out. It's advantage to Safiullin. So nice of Cam. Yeah, I appreciate Cam. Brother Roman had a great run at Wimbledon, of course. Argo. Yeah, he did quarterfinals. He beat 2 former Wimbledon semifinalists. Safiullin at Wimbledon reached the quarterfinals. He beat 20th seed Batista Gu in the first round. Batista Gu reached the semifinals of Wimbledon in 2019. Shapovalov, 26th seed in the 4th round, stopped Shapovalov from reaching a second Wimbledon quarterfinal. Big serve out wide. Alcaraz in the net. Big game for Safiullin. That's what I'm talking about. Safiullin proving himself that's what he can do. That's the difference. That's the difference. Listen, any guy on tour, I mean, I'm not trying to say it this way. Any guy can tour on tour. They can come back. They can have a good little sneaky comeback. It's a bit harder for them to win the whole match. But to finish off against a player this good, it's harder than it seems. It's harder than it seems to really push themselves there. But yeah, Wimbledon was really good. Beat Shapo, Batista Gu, quarterfinals. RBA Hurkacz can be a banger if RBA is healthy. I agree. Roman. Hey, thank you, Aiden Mo Lady. Member for 5 months. Don't forget, you can hit the join member. Get some perks. Become a member for the channel. It helps the channel a lot. There we go. And what's up, Patty? Cam. Yeah, Cam. The memberships. Cam, are you streaming the WTA finals? Cam, I'm gonna be I'm hoping to do the Bakula versus Sabalenka after this. I know the times in Australia are impossible. Like, honestly, I feel it for you because the times are getting bad, and then also it's like you're streaming so much. It's just I understand the grind, but it's gotta be tough at the moment, I think. Honestly. Serve out wide. I think that's just out from Carlos. Cam is streaming right now. No, I know Maynor, but I don't know what the time is. Once it gets to the WTA finals matches, could get very tough. $30 love. Yeah, it's nice for Cam to sign on midstream. 30 love. Serve down the tee. Backhand way up high to the forehand of Carlos. That's too good. Inside in. 40 love for Carlos. 40 love for Carlos. Second set. Carlos got to prove himself here. Prove why he's the top dog. Carlos got to prove why he has all the eyes on him that he does. He's got to bring it back with the good classic solid shot making. I'm starting to look like a flown head here, by the way. I do realize with the black background, I might have to change something up here. It's morning in Australia. Is it? Okay. Trying to figure out the Australia times here. I am all out of I'm all out of whack. 7:45. Okay, okay. Not so bad then. There we go. Okay, it'll probably be like 9, 10 a.m. There we go. That works out. Carlos at 2-1. But listen, even if Carlos he's gonna go on like a streak of where he's not doing so well, I mean, people are gonna jump to saying, "Oh, Alcaraz is not gonna win more Grand Slams," but it's like we just gotta wait and see. That's the whole thing. It's a waiting game. Tennis is a waiting game. It can be a bit frustrating at times that it's such a waiting game, but you just got to wait and see what Alcaraz proves. I think next year is going to be massive for Carlos. It's going to be massive for Carlos. I mean, listen, Djokovic is still top of the sport as Novak goes kind of. I mean, listen, Novak is still at the top, but whenever he does start fading away a bit, Carlos gonna have to step up. Even with Sinner and Medvedev playing so well, guys improving like Arthur Fils at the bottom, Jack Draper, Sebastian Corda. I mean, so many guys there. Lorenzo Mustetti, Holger Rune. I'm pretty sure I mentioned Yannick, but Yannick, the top guy, you could argue. So Carlos gonna have to prove himself again. Safiullin, yeah, Safiullin with the first set phase on. Is he gonna do it? It's a bigger question. We've seen leads before, but it is Carlos on an indoor court. This isn't clay. So this isn't where Carlos is the most comfortable either. We'll see. We'll see. Forehand to the forehand of Carlos. Forehand volley. Forehand Carlos. Law. Backhand smash. Forehand Carlos. Too good cross court. Love 5. What Safiullin just did represents the mental edge of tennis, Anthony. You're so right. Yeah, Mike. Absolutely. Yeah, it really represents because listen, it's so easy to be like, oh, I got the lead, I'll just give him the game. No, did Federer ever do that? Did Nadal, Djokovic, does Djokovic ever do that? No, when they win the first set, they don't just give free games. They bring it, they bring their best every game to the very end. Nadal is the best example of that. Fighting every game. That's why, and top 10 players in general, that's what they do at the top of the game. That represents great players from the best. But yeah, Safiullin doing well. He's got to keep it up though. Alcaraz is probably going to raise his level, I would think. Forehand, cross court. Alcaraz runs. No way. Yeah, he doesn't get there. 15 all. I've said before, Alcaraz can hit some impossible shots. Not that one, though. Once we switch over, it will be 16 hours difference. That's how it is in the AO. Okay, got you. Yeah. There you go. You can really throw out the fall season out when you get to the Australian summer. The momentum usually shifts. Okay, good to know. Yeah, the Australian times can confuse me a bit. Miss the 90-degree weather. Sorry, it's getting colder. 15 all. Serve. That's in the net. Serve. Safiullin. That's a double fault. 15-30. Serve. Safiullin to the back end. No, it goes out from Safiullin. Chance for Carlos got the break once again to start out the second set. Forehand Carlos. That's too good from Carlos. Huge shot. 15-40. Huge shot inside in. Into the bitter cold weather. Basically, they're going from summer to winter. Yeah. You know, it's cold when you're wearing all your clothes in bed. Yeah, it's true. It's true. First serve goes out from Safiullin. Second serve. Second serve from Roman. Second serve here. Serve out wide. Forehand. Oh, what a return. 2 back-to-back. Carlos Alcaraz with the 2 back-to-back return winners off the forehand wing. He's coming, 3-1. Equals the number of games he took in the first set. Gets a lead. Safiullin tilting here a little bit. But Alcaraz took that game. Safiullin didn't lose it. Alcaraz won it. 3-1. Carlos takes a break point. Woohoo. That's it. Let's go, Carlos. Carlos got it. Carlos coming back. Carlos not going to give up easy. We don't forget how good of a fighter Carlos is. Back in Carlos. Cross court. Forehand volley Carlos. Forehand of Safiullin's too good. Something I will say about Carlos, though, is I don't know how much is taking effect, but Carlos has spoken countlessly in interviews recently. I'm looking at Novak. I'm focused on Novak. I want to be better than Novak. I got to be number one. I've got to do this. I got to do that. He's focusing on the wrong things. And what that's going to do is that's putting too much pressure on himself. That's not the mentality he needs to have. And I hope he has guys around him that can tell him that. He's got to focus on Carlos Alcaraz. Because Djokovic isn't thinking about Alcaraz. Djokovic is thinking about Djokovic. Alcaraz got to think about Alcaraz. That's how it goes. And then that's how he won Wimbledon. He wasn't thinking about Djokovic. He was thinking about how to improve his skills on grass courts. He wasn't even thinking about Djokovic. He was playing with zero pressure. He was like, oh, okay, well, Djokovic will probably win, but I'll give him my best. It's like, that's what Carlos got to do. Come in with no pressure, just focus on himself. Focusing on beating Djokovic is just not, it's not really the main focus he needs to have right now. Forehand Carlos, the backhand of Safiullin. Backhand Carlos. Cross court, backhand Safiullin. It's too good. 15 all. 15 all, 15 all. Safiullin is definitely on the right track, just like Hurkacz. And center, yeah, he's in good form at the moment. I think Safiullin is underrated. I really do. I've thought that since ATP Cup last year when I watched him. I was like, this guy's really impressive. Then he kind of fell off a bit. He won a challenger tournament in January this year on the indoors, and then he's really brought it up to ATP level as well. In Madrid, he beat Jari, who's good on clay, and Tommy Paul as well, back-to-back. That's really the faster courts where he plays the best. Slice, drop shot. Safiullin's there. Alcaraz can get there 15-30. Alcaraz is playing around. Alcaraz is just playing around. Alcaraz is so honest in interview. It's a new approach you don't see too much. I agree, Sean. Very genuine. Very genuine. I like it a lot. I think he appears as a very honest guy. I would say the same about Yannick as well. They're two of my favorites coming up. So you love to see it. Serve from Carlos. Kick serve to the backhand of Safiullin. Backhand slice into the forehand of Safiullin. Backhand. Carlos. He gets it. That stays low. That's a good shot from Safiullin. Forehand. Completely punching these shots. Lob goes up, and Carlos on the defense can't do enough. 15-40. 15-40 here. Double break point. Come on, Carlos. Come on, Alcaraz. He's got to prove himself here. Just like Safiullin proved himself at the start of the set. Alcaraz got to save a couple break points. Smash too good from Carlos. Are you taking Saab versus Pegula or Reba versus Zachary later? If I got a chance to, I would love like if this match doesn't overlap, I would love to do Pegula versus Sabalenka. I'd be down to double it. But I think it depends on the time a bit. I'll text you. I'll text you on that too. Forehand volley drop. Safiullin pat with a pass. It's 3-2. Safiullin back in it. If he breaks back now, he's really on top. It's 3-2. It's a break back. I think Safiullin has proven he's really a danger here. Whether that danger gets all the way, I think a lot of it depends on Carlos. But Safiullin has proven he's If Carlos doesn't do anything, he's taking it. So Alcaraz is going to have to be the one to step up. Seems like Felix loves indoor hard courts as well. I mean, yeah, he loves the indoors. Yeah. Center beating Medi in Beijing wasn't a fluke. No, it was. Yeah, it wasn't. I mean, he just beat Alcaraz in straight sets, and yeah, it really proves it out here. Vamos, Maynor. Yeah, I mean, Safiullin gets the break back. Efe's on the chat. That he's finding new techniques on how to beat Sinner. I said it going into the indoors, or I said it at the start of the year, and I said it uh just like a couple months ago. I hope that's it. Now that Alcaraz is, I said it after Medvedev beat Alcaraz at the U.S. Open. Now that Medvedev has figured out Alcaraz, I want Sinner to figure out Medvedev, and that's what happened. I got my wish. I was quite excited about it. 3 out of 3 break points converted. Yeah, Safiullin is going crazy. I mean, yeah, Medvedev Sinner. Yeah, Medvedev Sinner have played a couple crazy matches. That was one of the best of three. That was I didn't get to catch a lot of it live, but on replay, that's one of the most like high level best of 3 matches I've seen in quite a while, honestly. All right, 2-3 here. Safiullin trying to pull the upset in Paris. 2-3 his serve. On serve in the second. Serve, Safiullin to the net. Kick serve to the backhand of Carlos. Backhand Safiullin to the backhand of Carlos. Backhand Safiullin to the backhand of Carlos. Backhand Safiullin. The forehand of Carlos. Forehand Safiullin. The forehand of Carlos. Backhand Safiullin. The forehand of Carlos. That goes wide. 15 love for Safiullin. Shelton's not playing any upcoming tournaments for the end of the year. Yeah, I know. I mean, listen, this is his first season on tour. He's played a long season, especially in recent weeks. So that doesn't concern me too much. Hope Shelton isn't a flash in the pan. Personally, I've been saying it for a while. I don't know if I've seen some people say he's future world number 1. I really don't see it personally, but uh, you never know. I just personally don't think so because for a few different reasons. Part of that is because of how good center Alcaraz are already, and they're still improving quite steadily. And they're very complete all around, and amazing returners of serve as well. Well, we'll see. We'll see what all happens, but I don't think he's a flash in the pan. I think he'll be top 10 in the world for sure. I think he'll do some things in the future, but I personally don't buy into the things that some people give him in the future, and that's been the case for a year or a year and a half now. So, but he definitely did do better more sooner than I expected him to. So I've been very impressed with his game and how he's been hitting the forehand, particularly, and improving on shot selection as well in the last couple of weeks. So he's done well. Definitely a fearless player, very talented and big serve. But this Shelton first full season, very impressive first season. It is. It is. I'm just holding back a little bit on huge predictions, or not on huge predictions, but on huge outcomes for him. But we'll see. I don't think he'll be number 1, but you can never know. He's definitely talented. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see how he uses that talent. Because Shapovalov, he looked good. He looked good early, and then it kind of fell apart. So we'll just see. We got to wait. 30-15, 2-3. He can be number 1. He can get stuck tomorrow. I just don't really see the number 1 thing, but not to be a hater or anything. But we'll see what happens. He's definitely had a good season. Huh? Frank. It's 15 year for Safiullin. Safiullin to break back. Forehand. The forehand of Carlos. Forehand Safiullin. The forehand of Carlos. Cross court. Forehand Safiullin. Forehand of Carlos. Not a great forehand. Backhand. The backhand of Carlos. Forehand Carlos. The backhand of Safiullin. I don't know. Carlos with a couple sketchy shots, but he gets away with it. Shelton has a lot of points to defend in Melbourne. But yeah, that's what's good about his runs recently in Tokyo and in the US Open, because now he's going to be top 20 for a while. 30 all. It's out, and it's a come on from Safiullin, 40-30. First kind of noise Safiullin's made so far, 40-30, 2-3. See who we all have in chat. Thanks, MJ, Maynor, Frank, Matt, Max. We got in here Mike as well. Thanks, everybody in the chat, everybody on here on the stream. Thanks for joining in. It's 40-30 here at 2-3. Hour and 10 minutes into this. Safiullin is making a big match out of it. He's shown up. Like I was saying earlier, he played a completely dismantled Zverev a few weeks ago in Shanghai, 6-3, 6-1. He's been in the upset position before. He's got to finish it. Serve is way long, though. Double fault. MJ, sorry, I went to get my takeout food. No problem. Thanks for joining in. It's on serve. It is on serve. Alcaraz, though, with like kind of a chance to break, though. So we'll see. 303 break points converted. Sissy should take note. Steph's got to take note of a lot of things, to be honest. Serve out wide. Backhand to the forehand of Carlos. Forehand Safiullin. The backhand of Carlos. Forehand to the backhand of Carlos. That goes wide. Advantage to Safiullin. That's not a Carlos type shot. Not a Carlos type shot. Carlos likes to be a highlighter. Yeah, he's got to play solid too. He's not playing his most solid tennis so far. Frank Cook. Safiullin staying with it. Advantage to Roman. Advantage to the Roman warrior Safiullin. Hour and 11 minutes in. First serve in the net. Second serve. Kick serve. That's in the net from Carlos. Catch the back the line, the serve. It's 3-3. Safiullin kind of 3 games away from the upset. Still ways to go, though. No doubt about it. Three Alcaraz here with the serve. Backhand to the forehand of Carlos. Backhand Safiullin. Forehand Carlos. Backhand goes up. Tweener from Carlos. It's in the net. Goes for the tweener. I mean, Maynor just called it. Maynor, you just said it. Carlos likes to be a highlighter. Yep. What's a highlighter? Shot maker between the legs. Likes to make highlights. Highlight shots. He goes for it there. He had tons of time. Listen, there's a good chance for a tweener. He waited too long to get there. When you hit it between the leg shot, you got to be in position. You can't keep running for it. You got to get in position to hit it. And he could have gone there. He just didn't really take the right amount of steps to get there. But either way, he had time to run around it. Backhand goes out. Oh, Maynor. Maynor, I didn't understand what you meant. Oh, you're calling him a highlighter because he looks like a highlighter. Looks like a literal green, yellow marker. Nah, too. He's a highlighter. I thought he makes highlight shots. He does look like a highlighter. You're right, though. Backhand Carlos, the backhand of Safiullin. Backhand Safiullin. That's in the net. Very 15 for Carlos. You didn't understand. I didn't, Maynor. I got you now. That's my bad. That's on me. My bad, Maynor. I didn't understand what you meant. I thought you meant a highlight maker. I didn't understand you were trying to say it looks like a highlighter. That break back has rattled Alcaraz. It happened at the time in the first set. It did, yeah. So listen, you don't expect a guy like Safiullin to be this mentally solid. He has been so far. I mean, bad backhand error from Carlos, 30 all. You know, it's called marker in English as well. Yeah, you can call it Anthony Stupier's 30 all. I didn't know we were calling the players highlight. I thought I was just looking at the between election. I was like, oh, that's cool. 3-3, 30 all here. Safiullin on the return. Safiullin looking to make strides, and this would be a bad loss for Carlos. Listen, Carlos doesn't lose in straight sets, but it was at the end of the year last year. I'll give you a stat in a second that I like a lot. So let. No, you're good, Maynor. You're good. It's all good. 30 all, 3-3. Backhand. The backhand of Safiullin. Backhand Carlos. That goes out. It's a break point for Safiullin. This is a bad match from Carlos so far. I mean, listen, the errors have only piled up. I think Safiullin, I think, like you said, Mike, the breakbacks have rattled Alcaraz. You're not expecting Safiullin, a player who's like 43 in the world, to be playing like this and to break back. We're an hour and 15 minutes in. Safiullin could be a sudden to break up. Break point. Massive moment in this match. But listen, we've seen this before, and Carlos has come back from very similar situations. So, but it is indoors. It is Paris. Carlos hasn't performed well here yet. Break point here. Second serve. Carlos can't buy a first serve either. It's not really helping. Backhand off kick serve. It's kind of a strange serve. Just bounced up. Safiullin got too close with a kick serve right into the body. Deuce. I remember that he lost to Goffin at 2022 Astana, and that was the first time lost in straight sets since Gaston 2021 Paris. Exactly what I was going to say. He was up 5-1 against Gaston in the first set of Paris in 2021. The match right after he beat Yannick Sinner, first time they played on the ATP tour outside of challengers. And he beats Sinner, then he plays Gaston, goes up 5-1. Gaston wins like the next like 14 straight games or something, like, or not 14, that's insane. Like 10 straight games or something, wins like 6-4, 6-1 or something over Alcaraz. It's another backhand error from Carlos. That backhand has been all out of whack the whole match. He's just been mishitting shots after shots. But yeah, and then Carlos didn't lose a straight sets match all of last year until October. And then he loses 3 straight sets matches. One to Runa in Paris, one to Goffin, and the other one to Felix Auger-Aliassime, if not 2 to FAA. He lost a few. So it's kind of the end of the season, kind of the indoors where he hasn't been doing as well and losing more in straight sets. Back in return, lob, smash, Carlos. Safiullin there. Ooh, back in the side. Big vamos from Carlos. Deuce. Carlos still fighting. Let's see what Carlos can do. Carlos still fighting 3-3. The advantage to Safiullin here at the break point. So the chance for Safiullin, almost a 7-minute long game, and it's Safiullin trying to go up 4-3 here. Break point number 3 for Safiullin. Safiullin on the return. Serve down the tee, back in volley. Safiullin runs. There's a chance. Oh, back to the forehand volley. He had it. I felt it, and you know it. And it's just one of those moments that we might come to replay. Because it's like one of those moments. If Safiullin made it, would he have like that kind of thing? Safiullin still has a chance here. Safiullin still has a chance. Frank. On my case. Just kidding. Just kidding. Serve from Carlos. It's in the net. Second serve. Second serve here from Carlos. Deuce. See what he has. Kick serve to the backhand of Safiullin. Backhand Carlos. The forehand of Safiullin. Forehand Carlos. I mean, it's just errors. It's just error after error. I mean, like I said earlier, he's not like Gilles Simon. His game goes for a lot. He can't just grind it out. He can't just be consistent. His game goes for a lot. Today, it's just not shown up. Is Goffin retired? I don't think so, but he's had a weaker year this year, which is unfortunate. Listen, if Wimbledon counted last year, Goffin almost reached the semifinals. He was like 2 points away from beating Norrie and reaching the semifinals. He would have been like top 30 in the world, and then he would have been seeded for every tournament. So Goffin had a decent year last year. He just, I don't know. He's kind of fallen off this year, partially because his ranking hasn't been there. Backhand from Safiullin. It's a break point. Slice. Forehand Safiullin. That stays into the forehand of Carlos. That goes out. It's 4-3. Safiullin looking tough here. Roman Safiullin. He wants his name in the news because he's trying to take out the big top dog at the top. Number 2, and try to really hinder Carlos Alcaraz's chance of reaching number 1 in the world by the end of this year. Unlikely anyway, but, or you could argue, but 6-3, 4-3. Don't go anywhere. I got minestrone, chicken soup, and chicken parm with penne. Nice. That sounds good. That sounds good right now. So minestrone. It's like Italian. It's really, really good. I don't really know how to describe it, but Vamos Roman. Okay, yeah, let's go Roman. Safiullin getting it done, but listen, Alcaraz could lose his second straight sets match. He lost that Sinner in straight sets recently. I believe I'd like to say that was his second straight sets loss of the year. I believe after Marazon in Rome. This would be his third straight sets loss this year. Alcaraz just does not lose in straight sets. So don't be surprised as well if Alcaraz at least makes this 3. Because Alcaraz just does not like losing in straight sets. I've seen it time and time before. I saw Alcaraz practicing with Ruud on YouTube recently, who's making a lot of errors there. Yeah, 2 very talented players. Also 2 players who approach the game very, very differently. Alcaraz more kind of grindy, consistent, solid from the back of the court. Alcaraz just everything, everywhere, all at once. Amazing movie from last year. He's everything. He's a shot maker. He's a powerhouse. He hits big. He goes for crazy shots. Very, that's the type of player that he is. By the way, guys, don't forget to subscribe QualityShot Tennis if you haven't already. We're trying to hit 7,500 subscribers by the end of the year and do more as well. We'll be here WTA finals, ATP finals. Got a lot of stuff coming up. Ball's called out from Safiullin. It's called good. Alcaraz doesn't challenge it. Overruled by the umpire. Safiullin is 2 service holds away. Ruud should also take notes. Yeah. I mean, Ruud's got to be more solid than he has been recently, for sure. Big serve down the line. It's looking like an upset for Roman. See what we can do. Right on the baseline, the return. Back in Carlos. The forehand. Safiullin back in Carlos. The backhand of Safiullin. Forehand Carlos. Inside out to the backhand of Safiullin. Forehand. The forehand of Safiullin. Forehand Carlos. The forehand of Safiullin. Backhand slice. The backhand of Roman. Backhand slice Carlos. The forehand of Safiullin. Backhand Carlos. Back to the backhand. It's a long rally here. Backhand slice. That stays short. Drop shot. Carlos runs, kind of a buggy whip forehand. Backhand on the slide. Carlos nearly dives for it. It's in the net, though. 15 love. 15 love for Roman. He's 7 points away and two games away from an upset in Paris. Now Safiullin really has to control his head. But listen, he's proved it already. I'm not really going to put that as a big factor anymore because he's kind of proven his mental side. At this point, the biggest factor is Carlos. Carlos needs to step up for me. I always say that that's a big thing, and not to underestimate that guys can choke up here when they're playing the top players. But Like in the big four matches, not only did their opponents choke up, the big four stepped up. Carlos needs to step up. The big serve out wide, 30 love. There you go. Alcaraz looks like an IDF stuff search. Just straight up roasting Carlos. 30 love, 4-3. Serve from Roman. Out wide. Carlos returns a backhand from Safiullin. Backhand slice to the forehand. A Safiullin backhand down the line. Flips the tape. 40 love. So fascinating to notice how it's all in Alcaraz's head. He cannot shake the nerves. True. Pressure's been an issue for Carlos before. He's putting too much pressure on himself for the year-end number one. I don't know if that's a lot of the case today, but I'd be surprised if it's not part of it, honestly. Safiullin stepped up. Carlos got to step up too. 40 love. Serve down the tee goes wide. Kick serve. Back in Carlos, the forehand. A Safiullin back in Carlos, the backhand of Safiullin, forehand Carlos. That cross court, I can't talk. Cross court, that goes out wide from Safiullin, 40-15. Who does Djokovic meet tomorrow? That's a good question. I actually can't remember off the top of my head. Actually, I'm not even going to look it up. Chat, let me know. Who is Djokovic playing tomorrow? I can't remember off the top of my head for some reason. It's 40-15 here for Safiullin. Big points. Oh no, what is happening, Alki? Alcaraz is losing it. He's got to bring it back. Anthony, pick number between 1 and 40. 26. 40-15 here for Safiullin. Forehand return. That goes wide. Safiullin is one game away here. That's right. Echeverry. That's it. Yeah, rematch of Rome. There you go. Echeverry's been playing well recently. Just beat Murray. Echeverry could beat two members of the Big Four back to back. That's what he's going for. But yeah, Djokovic is going to be tough. Minor's grunts are so extra. It's fair. That is fair. Like say Dios mio. Carlos is completely out of it. 6-3, 6-3 for Safiullin. What are we witnessing? This is one of those upsets that just becomes so memorable. I mean, listen, Dimitrov in Shanghai. Dimitrov's been playing like a top 10 player. I mean, maybe Safiullin is playing quite well, but Alcaraz has not brought it here. Love 5. Can we get a mulligan on this one? Yeah, Alcaraz needs to restart here. Forehand, Carlos. Backhand slice of Carlos, the forehand of Safiullin, inside out, backhand Carlos. Backhand Safiullin. Backhand's been looking real weak from Carlos. That's inside in. Carlos is still going for it. He's going for a lot, but that one went in. Anthony, who's your fave? Team Joko or Team Carlos? I like Carlos. Alcaraz, I would say. I'd say I'm Team Carlos. I also want new blood, but yeah, I'd say Alcaraz is my favorite between the two. Who knows? Maybe another epic comeback for the day. It could be. Absolutely. 15 all. Backhand to the forehand of Carlos. That goes out 15-30. One surprised me if Alcaraz smashes rackets in. Mike, if he was gonna do it, he would have already done it. This has been frustrating. If he was to do it, he would have already smashed it, I think. Because he says, I want to be like Rafael Nadal. I want to be this guy doesn't he's thrown his racket before, but he's very, very sporting. Backhand, the forehand of Carlos inside in, another good one. 2 points like that. Safiullin is 2 points away, though. Anthony, what's up? What's up? Go away, Alki. It's 30 all. Safiullin trying to get it done. Safiullin will possibly flop in the next match. We'll see. It's 30 all here, 3-5. Serve out wide, Safiullin. Forehand return. Forehand of Carlos. It just stays in. My God. Lob way up high, smash. Ooh, takes a drop shot instead. Kind of smart. He didn't want to risk it. Safiullin was way in the corner. I actually like that. 40-30. I like that because Alcaraz has the skills to pull it off. Not everybody can start going for a smash, then change to a drop shot. That could have hurt to watch if he missed it. 40-30. Game point here for Carlos. Serve is way long from Carlos on the first serve. Needs a good second serve here. Come on, Carlos. Kick serve. Not a great one. Backhand from Carlos. The backhand forehand of Safiullin. Forehand Carlos. The forehand. Safiullin down the middle. Forehand Carlos. That's another winner. A couple forehand winners there. That's better from Carlos. This is a big game for Carlos Alcaraz this year. The last ATP event. This is his last event of the year outside of ATP finals. He wants to finish well. Safiullin will serve for it. It's going to be compelling, honestly. This is my heartbreak hotel for Carlos in my Whitney voice. Nice. Pick another number, Anthony. It's important between 1 and 99. Quick. What's a number? 73. We're watching a physical game of chess. Dude, physical mind game. I always call tennis a physical mind game. That's my whole thing. I want to eventually create a website, a tennis website of myself where like it's almost like a social media, but specifically for tennis fans. And it's almost like tennis abstract, but it's got like tennis stats and like places where people talk about tennis, keep up with latest scores. I want to call it the physicalmindgame.com. I want to create a thing like that. I love because listen, tennis is a physical mind game. It's all mental. Tennis is a mental sport. It's like chess. That's what you love about tennis. Alcaraz, there you go. Yeah, Manny. Alcaraz let's go Alcaraz. Alcaraz got to find his way back. So 26 and 73. Yeah. I don't know. I mean, where you give me a little bit of anxiety. I don't know what these numbers are for. Carlos will break Matthew. I kind of agree, Matt. I think so too. I'm predicting Alcaraz break, but let's see. You still think he can win it, bro? Yeah. Manny, I think so. I wouldn't bet on it, but I think so. My best bet, I'm not going to give one actually, but I think he can. But I wouldn't. I mean, Safiullin's been mentally tough too. Forehand goes in cross courts, left 5, left 15. Anthony, don't worry. I still think so. Manny. Left 5. Because listen, what's good for Alcaraz? That forehand's picked up. It's low 15. He's finally hitting the forehand fine. The backhand is still a problem because most of his errors have been off the backhand side, but at least he's hitting winners now. Guy wasn't even hitting winners. Good serve out wide. That goes out on the back and return 15 all. By the way, don't forget to subscribe if you're new to Quality Shot Tennis. We'll have more matches from Paris, also from the WTA finals as well. We do WTA and ATP. We do WTA as well. So stick around for all of that. Hopefully you guys are enjoying it. Is Carlos making his comeback? We'll see. This is a big point here for momentum. If Carlos gets 15-30, very different from 30-15. Hey, what's up? What's up, David? Good to have you in the chat as well. Serve here, Safiullin. The forehand. Safiullin hits the tape, goes over. Carlos runs right in front of the net. Ooh, Carlos goes for too much. He actually got there. Carlos got there. That was one of those moments where Carlos went for too much. I think Carlos was there with time. Net courts of the gods. The net court favors Safiullin. Net court wants an upset. David, yeah, David in the chat. Roman already won this win. Easy win. Most easy win I've ever seen, if I'm being honest. 30-15, 6-3, 5-4, 30-15. Safiullin going for the upset. Maynor, I'll screenshot this. 30-15, 2 points away. Backhand. Carlos, the forehand. Safiullin, forehand, Carlos. Forehand of Safiullin, backhand, Carlos. The backhand of Safiullin. Forehand, Carlos. The forehand of Safiullin. The backhand, Carlos. That's too good from Carlos. The Carlos Alcaraz shot. Hey, don't forget this is the Carlos who saved match points versus Djokovic in Cincinnati. Came back against Sinner at the U.S. Open. To my heartbreak. Alcaraz is gonna fight. That was a really reminded me of the backhand volley against Djokovic in the last game of Wimbledon. Easy work, yeah. 30 all. 2 points away is Safiullin. Forehand to the backhand of Safiullin, waits on it. Carlos runs. That's in the net. It's a match point. Safiullin at least gets a match point. Roman wasn't built in a day. Junior AO winner. I didn't know that. Now age 26, having the year of his life. Absolutely. I saw him at ATP Cup last year, and he looked amazing. Wimbledon quarterfinalist, beats Zverev a few weeks ago. Hope he closes. I like Safiullin a lot too. Very mentally solid, good athlete, great backhand. Cook, yep. Very mentally solid in this match. That's what it takes. Safiullin at 40-30 for the upset over the world number 2. First serve in the net. Carlos has just got to keep this. I don't think Carlos, I wouldn't want to go for a whole lot if I'm Carlos, because it just hasn't been working. Maybe off the forehand side. Just play solid. Backhand. The backhand Safiullin, that goes out. 1 match point saved. Deuce. Oh, man. This is tense. This is tense. What happens next? Cole Anthony, that's what fascinates me the most about the game. Yeah, the mental side, yeah. Everything about it. The cheers after first serve in France always. The crowds don't give a the crowds don't care. They just don't care. They cheer fault so much more than any other crowd, including New York. Yeah, I mean that's true. Deuce. Deuce, you're at 5-4. It's true. It's Deuce, you're at 5-4. Safiullin with the serve. Serve. First serve in the net. They're again shearing the fault into the net. Second serve from Safiullin. Safiullin's not French, or Carlos isn't French. We know that. Forehand shanked into the crowd. Great second serve from Safiullin. Carlos too close to the box. Advantage to Safiullin. Phantom let. Happy Halloween, Davids. It's advantage to Safiullin here to finish this off in straight sets. Second match point. Dire times for Carlos. Match point number 2. Match point number 2. By the way, stick around for matches later. QualityShot tennis. We have some of the WTA finals matches coming up as well. Forehand, that goes out, I think. Oh, it stays in. Called out. Roman Safiullin upsets Carlos Alcaraz and gives him his 10th loss for the season. They shake hands. Alcaraz doesn't challenge it. Wow. Alcaraz, just like 2022, starts off the season amazing till about September, October, and then the wheels kind of start falling off. He's running out of gas. Hope he has the gas for Turin, and hope he has the gas for the start of next year, because he had to pull out of Australia this year. But Alcaraz, another bad loss, and probably the worst loss between the last few. But all that said, shout out to Roman Safiullin. You were at the start of the stream. You would have heard me saying this guy isn't somebody to play around with, especially on a fast court. Got to the quarterfinals of Wimbledon. That's a guy who had an amazing run in Chengdu, played a great tight final against Zverev. Safiullin's really good, deserved the win today. Alcaraz was an error fest. What an upset. Wow. By the way, guys, if you are heading out, we have a match later on. I'll try to cover the Pegula-Sabalenka match, I think, for the WTA finals a bit later on. And yeah, don't forget to subscribe if you're new as well. We have more matches coming. Don't forget to like the stream as well if you enjoyed it. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the stream. Be cool if we could get to 30 likes. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed it more than anything. I've been Anthony Hirsch. You can subscribe to my YouTube channel as well. The Tennis Commentary Booth. If you want to subscribe to my YouTube channel, the Tennis Commentary Booth on Instagram, Commentary Booth on Twitter or X, and the Tennis Commentary Booth on YouTube if you want to check out my YouTube channel. Don't forget to sub QualityShot Tennis as well. Rusty, yeah, Alcaraz, not a great first match back. from the injury. One wonders what's going on behind the scenes, like up late, lack of sleep, etc. Yeah, it's hard to say essay. Absolutely. It's hard to say, Lexi, what an upset. Didn't expect this from Alcaraz. Yeah. Thanks, Lexi, for stopping by. Yeah, bad loss for Carlos. A great win for Safiullin, who's speaking now. Safiullin, 71% of first serve points won, and just the winners to errors ratio way better from Safiullin than Alcaraz, honestly. Alcaraz not getting a whole lot of first serves in. David, what a win. Yeah. Roman Expire expands. There you go. Roman with the win. Safiullin with the win. Hey, thanks, Maynor, for the 5 gifted. Maynor with the 5 gifted subs. All right, I'm out of here. Let me know in the chat if you got a gifted sub from Maynor. All right, thanks, guys. Thanks, everybody, for stopping by. I can't super chat with your numbers, Anthony. Sorry. Okay, there's the numbers. That's what the numbers is. When's the Pagula match? I think it starts in about half an hour. So I'm going to hop on, take a little bit of a break. But yeah, I'll be back soon. 6-3, 6-4, 1 and upset for Roman. The eyes are all on Alcaraz. What he's going to do next. Because listen, Sinners has momentum. Alcaraz is the one without it at the moment. 6-3, 6-4 for Roman. Stick around for the WTA finals matches. And what an upset for Roman Safiullin taking out the second seed Alcaraz in Paris.